Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I would love it if you would subscribe and become part of the family. And if you're returning, thank you so much for stopping by. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. And this is the project that I have for you today, so let's get into it. Okay friends, so this is what you're going to need for this project. Some jute, a pumpkin wreath form from Dollar Tree, some metal lettering from Dollar Tree, the wording, and I'm just figuring out here what I want to do, so I just pulled these two out. That way I have both out if I decide to use one or the other. And so I'm just snipping the tag off, and basically what we're going to do is weave the twine through. Now here I'm taking my ink and the Waverly chalk paint, and I start out painting these shiny letters. I didn't want them so shiny, and I wanted it so it would stand out really nicely on the twine. So painting didn't work, and here you see me taking a dabber and dab it, and it works much better. So I would suggest to use a dabber or maybe a foam brush at first. And then I'm going in with my wooden pumpkins. I meant to mention that you also need 4 wooden pumpkins from Dollar Tree. I think it comes in a pack, like you can make garland out of it. But I just take my moss and the Waverly chalk paint and paint 2 pumpkins. And then I'm taking my white and the Waverly chalk paint and painting the other 2 pumpkins.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down. Climbed right up.
Okay guys, so here I'm just taking a dab of hot glue, and I'm starting at the bottom left hand corner. And again, I take the hot glue, glue it to the side, and then here is real life. I'm showing you my mistakes. I'm showing you what not to do. So I try to start weaving it, and then I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute. I can't get this big roll through each of these little sections. So I start unraveling it and try to weave it through that way, and I end up just cutting it and wrapping it around my hand and then pushing it through that way. Okay, so here I'm just wrapping it around my hand like I said, and you guys, I'm not gonna lie, this project did take me a while. I thought that it was gonna take me much quicker, but it ended up taking about 2 hours, but I didn't mind. I just sat and put my YouTube channels on and watched and weaved. So basically all I'm doing is from one end, you just go up, over, up, over, up, over, and then once you hit the end, you repeat the same step, and you just go back and forth and back and forth.
Last night we had something. Tonight I'll be guessing, but I don't really have a case. You don't have to mention, you just like their attention. It's written all over your face. I don't wanna play the quiet time when I'm near you. Reading old messages on my phone every time I see you. Tell me, is this part of an act, just to keep your image intact? If you think that strategy's smart, I'm not gonna defend my beating
Okay guys, so here I'm just showing you how to end a section. So you just want to glue the end down into the back. So just push it down through the back, glue it down, and then you're going to take your new section, wrap it around your hand as many times as you like or as little as you like, and then glue your new end right where your old end stopped. And then for the whole pumpkin you want to do this.
Keep your image intact. If you think that strategy's smart, I'm not gonna defend my beating heart.
Okay guys, so here I'm just using my favorite tool in the whole wide world, my Dyson, and I'm just cleaning up my workspace because when you're working with twine, especially a lot of it, it gets really messy. So here my twine kept wanting to ride up the pumpkin because it's curved. It was a little bit hard to work with, but I just went ahead and started from the top side and then worked my way up.
Talk to me, 'cause I'm not gonna defend my beating heart. Defend my beating heart.
Because the twine is wanting to ride up, as I said before, it kept wanting to go up and down, and it just didn't want to stay in place. So I just took a dab of hot glue on each of the wires and just kind of secured it in place. So here is towards the end when I was done with the twine on my pumpkin, and I was pushing it down because, like I said, it wants to ride up. So I'm just gluing it, trying to keep it in place, and this worked pretty good. And I still had a little gap, but we're going to take care of that here in a little bit. So it wasn't a really big deal to me. So I want to know if you guys are going to do this. Would you use twine? Would you use the thicker rope from Dollar Tree? I think that the thicker rope would be much easier, much quicker. So I definitely suggest that. So here I'm just going in from the back and wrapping my twine around the stem. And you just want to wrap it around all the way. And I'm just fixing it so that there's no gaps. And just playing with it, wrapping it around, and then at the end I'll glue the last bit, and then I will cut it and then glue right on top, so that way you can't see the top.
1, 2, 3. I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm
Okay, so here I'm just taking my truffle and my Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going to paint the stem so that way the stem is brown. And as I was painting, I realized that this just wasn't as dark as I had wanted it to be. So I go in with my Waverly and the antique wax and just darken it up a bit. And those two combined worked really well. It would probably look just fine with just the antique wax, or if you like the truffle, it's your preference. So here I'm taking my buffalo check. I took 6 inches, that way I would have enough to fold the end down, that way it's a cleaner edge on the top and the bottom, so that you didn't see the fraying and all the little strings everywhere. And I'm just taking my hot glue and I am just pushing it down. I'm only doing little sections at a time so that way my glue wouldn't dry. So here I just glued each side to the back. I wrapped the ends around the back, and then in the front I'm just running my hot glue along the top edge and pushing in where the metal part is, and I do that for the bottom as well. So I'm just pushing it down, going in from the back, pushing it together so that it has a nice hold. So here I decided to change the color of my welcome sign just because I thought it would stand out better on the buffalo check. And I also took my letter stencil wheel from Dollar Tree and traced on the word fall.
Look at the beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip.
Okay, so if you guys been with me for any time, you know that I love to dry brush, and I didn't want it to be really dark, so I just took a little bit of the ink in the Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just dry brushing around the edges, and then I go in to the top of the pumpkin, and I do that for all 4 letters.
Nothing can break me.
So to fill in my letters, I go in with my paint pen and I just fill the letters in black, and that way they would stand out against the pumpkin. So here I just have buffalo check ribbon, and I make 4 little bows so that way it matches the buffalo check fabric and it just all coordinates together. And I just glue my bows onto the 4 pumpkins. And then here I'm just taking my welcome sign and I'm gluing it towards the top of the buffalo check, because then I'm going to glue my pumpkins towards the bottom of the buffalo check.
There's no doubt in my mind, you will always be there, heading out to see ya and leave the rest behind. Oh, oh, 'cause you will always be there. Oh, oh, 'cause you will always be the one to hold me. You will always be the one who knows me. You will always be, come on, let me closer to your heart. I'm waiting here for you. Yeah, I know you will always be the.
Okay guys, and that's it. I am so happy that you stopped by. This was my absolute favorite project. Although it took me a while to weave the twine, I didn't mind. The outcome is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so glad that you stopped by. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below. Until next time guys, bye.
Me feel like I can run on water. I'm picking up the speed. Oh.